Okay, so I just watched Captain America Civil War, the latest installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This was a tricky film to make because it does a lot. Not only is it a sequel to Captain America 2 and Avengers 2, but it also introduces characters such as Black Panther and Spider-Man to the MCU, and develops characters that we met in Avengers 2, and further explains the inner conflict inside Captain America in his pursuit to save his friend Bucky, both literally and psychologically. Oh yeah, and the United Nations also wants the Avengers to sign a treaty called the Sokovia Accords, which pretty much holds the Avengers or any superhumans responsible for the mass amount of destruction that have occurred in the previous Marvel films, which was a lot. So it's kind of understandable that some, like Iron Man, would willingly give up their freedom to go wherever the hell they want and save the world, while heroes like Cat don't want any part of this. In the comics, it's a massive rift among everyone in the Marvel Universe. The MCU isn't nearly expansive as the one in the comics, but it still has to juggle around 11 or so super characters and explain where they stand in the conflict. What's great about this film is that it doesn't just start with its political divide among the Avengers and go from there. It builds up over time. The very first thing we're presented with is Cat's continued quest to save Bucky, which of course happens, but it takes a while before the two are friends again. Cat's protection of Bucky, a known fugitive for being a secret super assassin for the last 50 years, and another one that tried to kill him quite a few number of times in The Winter Soldier, puts him in a little bit of legal trouble. So if you want to look at the law and order of this, Steve Rogers isn't really fighting for his country this time around. He's fighting for his friend and for himself. It's this issue over the sacrificing of civil liberties combined with the power of friendship, along with the anger or revenge, that are all underlying themes of the story and motivate these characters throughout it. By the end of the film, the characters, or at least most of them, have learned their lessons and have thus significantly developed. It's not like they suddenly become friends upon learning that their moms have the same names. Civil War, at the end of the day, is a pretty brutal movie that includes a lot of fighting and hits hard on these pretty serious issues that are highly relevant to today's post 9/11 digital world, where we actually do have discussions on how to prevent attacks, even if it means surveillance of millions of people. I wouldn't allow myself to review this movie without talking about Spider-Man, who is honestly one of my favorite things in this movie. Tom Holland absolutely nailed it in this movie as Spider-Man. It may seem a little premature to say this considering how little there was of him in this film compared to some of the other characters like Scarlet Witch and Vision, but I honestly believe that this is truly the best Spidey put to the silver screen. And I say that as a comic book movie fan who grew up with Spider-Man 2002 and loved the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, except for Spider-Man 3 though, and imagined Tobey Maguire as live-action Spider-Man for years. But this new MCU Spider-Man isn't just great because Tom Holland's performance was terrific, but just how well his character was written. This guy really feels like Spider-Man. Primarily because he's just the right age to be playing a young Peter Parker, and all the dialogue he has with the other characters is just spot on. Black Panther was great too. I got goosebumps the first time we saw him in this suit. That reveal was awesome. I wasn't really that big of a fan of the character going in, but he was great, and Chadwick's both performance was powerful. I really can't wait to see his solo movie in 2018. Along with the new Spider-Man reboot in 2017. Now that Civil War has set Phase 3 of the MCU off to such a great start, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to be so much fun to watch in the upcoming years with all the upcoming highly anticipated releases like Doctor Strange and the ones I mentioned earlier, including Captain Marvel and Avengers 3 and 4. I may be a little biased because I am a bit of a Marvel fanboy, a little bit, but Civil War was so thoroughly entertaining for me, and undoubtedly one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, really. Probably the second best after The Dark Knight, which still ranks first for me. I don't want to be the one to bring up comparisons and contrasts between Batman v Superman and Civil War, but like BVS, Civil War includes a lot of material, story, and even more characters developed. But it does all this effectively by relying on the films that preceded it. Something that PBS didn't in just couldn't do. So that included why I said everything before is why I really love this movie, and I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. So, what do you guys think of Civil War? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Thanks for watching, and for more movie reviews and comic book movie discussions, please subscribe to my channel. Spidey out.